Fire disasters are with devastating impacts on human lives, the economy, and the environment. Statistics have it that Nigeria has witnessed a significant number of fire outbreaks in recent years. In 2011, 262 lives were lost in 368 fire incidents. Kano State in 2017 recorded about 660 fire incidents, resulting in 123 lives lost. Also, public assets worth 3 trillion naira were lost to about 2,835 fire incidents in 2021 across the country. The Fire Disaster Prevention and Safety Awareness Association of Nigeria estimates that fire incidents in the country cost the national economy about 6 trillion naira between 2012 and 2017. The worst incident occurred in 2022, where over 100 people were burnt beyond recognition at an illegal bunkering site in Imo State. On this edition of Dateline 360, we will examine the triggers of fire outbreaks, the patterns they take, and the devastating impact on lives, businesses, and the environment, as we bring you measures to prevent fire outbreaks. Ogochukwu Kaona is my name, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. Now, with our growing population and urbanization trends in Lagos State, the risk of fire incidents in residential areas is on the rise, especially as the Harmattan is here. There's therefore the need to understand common fire hazards and significance of proactive fire safety preparedness for residential areas and business environments. Essay Onwamaka highlights the causes of common fire hazards, the importance of fire safety preparedness, and effective fire prevention strategies.
Fire incidents are inevitable in a cosmopolitan city like Lagos, where there are tendencies to be careless and electrical faults can readily occur.
Substandard building materials that are being used to construct buildings nowadays are causing problems. Many people don't know how to use gas, but because of the skyrocketing of the price of kerosene, they are trying to use gas as an alternative. And because they can't use them properly, a lot of accidents are happening.
And again, this season, the Harmattan, open fire could just, imagine there's a cloth here, and open fire, maybe you just open fire burning, the Harmattan, the breeze can just blow up, and before you know.
In the last 11 months, Lagos State has had to cope with various forms of fire incidents at markets, residential buildings, fuel tankers, and business environments. However, the consistent investment in emergency preparedness and response by the Lagos State government has largely reduced carnages in some parts of the metropolis. There is, however, room for improvement.
The firemen are being prepared. We've engaged ourselves on drill upon drill, on training, on lecture, to ensure we improve on our operation.
There should be adverts, passing it on the television, any news channel. Okay, please, whenever you're leaving, remember to turn off your electrical appliances.
The non-enforcement of legislation on existing fire prevention in Lagos has magnified the problem of fire incidents. Congestion and environmental issues also come into play in the analysis of fire outbreaks in Lagos, where rapid urbanization and population explosion has led to construction of shanties to address influx of dwellers in several parts of the state.
There are regulatory laws, there are regulatory measures in place, but how are they enforced? That has to do with governance. People may not comply, but it's when enforcement is done properly.
Going by the statistics released by the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service for the first half of the year, the state recorded 614 fire outbreaks from January to May 2024. The report also showed that Etiosa, Ikeja, and Koshofe local government areas ranked top among the 7 West Heat local governments in the state. Given this statistical overview, what are some of the measures put in place to prevent fire disasters, particularly in this Harmattan season?
Part of our plan is educating the public, and we have started, it's ongoing, we have started marketing, sensitization. So we move around all the public places to ensure we educate them so that we have lesser outbreak during this period of Harmattan.
Incidences of fire outbreaks in public facilities and residential buildings across the state in recent months have psychological impact on victims.
There's no landlord who enjoys having his house burnt. Because when somebody is a landlord and suddenly one fire disaster turns him into a tenant, I mean, it can be very traumatic.
I remember a sister who got a victim of I would say because of this, she's not yet married now, to be honest, because the whole body, the face was disfigured. Body shaming. And it just it brings down their self-esteem. They don't just, whenever they go out, it's just like they feel they don't belong, they feel inferior. So that alone affects both their emotional, mental, it causes depression.
There are issues militating against effective and efficient response to fire outbreaks in the metropolis.
Traffic congestion. What about the road user not giving right way to the fire service? And this time around, I think we experience reduction in that. But however, we want them to give a right of way to the fire engine when they are going to the emergency. The issue of false call is alarming, where they will just turn us out to a fake or prank call. At the end of the day, we waste the energy, we waste the resources. Some streets are with gates that the fire engine cannot enter. We will not go all the way, going roaming about, looking for accessibility.
Experts say fire outbreaks are avoidable incidences and it would remain recurrent if vulnerable places are not restructured for safety. They recommend that government at all levels should strengthen the capacity and revitalize emergency management agencies towards fire disaster preparedness and prevention. For Dateline 360, SA Owamaka.
Over 345 fire outbreaks, 36 rescues, and 20 fatalities have been recorded in Borno State from 2023 to date. This has become a recurring challenge in the state, particularly within internally displaced persons camps and markets. These incidents aggravate the situation of the vulnerable population, leading to loss of lives, property, and livelihoods. Keigama Mustafa tells us all about this.
Camps in Borno State are often overcrowded with shelters constructed from flammable materials such as tarpaulins, woods, and dried grasses, where many IDPs rely on firewood and kerosene stove for cooking due to limited access to safer energy alternatives, as well as poor installation of electricity and solar panels, which leads to fire outbreaks. The dry and windy Harmattan season significantly increases the likelihood of fire spreads, where many individuals affected by the incidents resulting in fatalities and severe injuries, further straining healthcare facilities in the state. Market fires destroy goods worth millions of naira, leading to financial ruin for traders and raise unemployment, where IDPs lost their shelters and belongings, deepening their vulnerability in due humanitarian crisis, displacement of persons, stretching the resources and increasing cost of goods and services, as well as reduced trading activities.
Government has also taken decision on building more fire stations. In the 2025 budget, His Excellency the Executive Governor has pronounced that fire stations will be built in all the major housing estates in Maiduguri and also in all the 27 local government areas. Not all the local governments have fire station, built fire station. We may have firefighting trucks and some skeletal services, but this year and going forward, government will build fire stations in all the 27 local government areas.
Professor Charles said government further provided fire safety equipment in IDP camps and marketplaces, housing estates, and local government areas to enforce electrical standards in densely populated areas by identifying early warnings of fire emergencies to reduce fire outbreaks and loss of lives and properties. Commandant Fire Service Training School, Borno State, Amadou Issa said the State Fire Service Command had carried out sensitization campaign to IDPs where victims of fire outbreaks often suffer from trauma, especially those who lost their loved ones and means of livelihood, by providing trauma support to them.
I'm now advising the whole community of entire Borno State that all people should abide by the rules and regulation of the fire service in the state to curtail the menace of the fire outbreak, the dangers of fire outbreak that occurred in the Monday market, Baga Gamboru market, and Baga market, that is timber shed.
Allah
has tested us with trials of flood and fire outbreaks. Government has banned the use of generator and solar panel to reduce the risks of fire outbreak in the market. The Harmattan season is associated with cause of possible fire outbreak if care is not taken. I am calling on our people to always switch off electrical appliances whenever they close from the market.
They should continue to enlighten people on how to prevent future occurrence of fire disaster, because fire disaster is a very dangerous thing that damage people.
The commandant highlighted that in 2024, the command has recorded over 415 fire instances involving 300 lives and 300 vulnerable persons due to recent floods.
Fire outbreaks in Borno State, camps and marketplaces have devastating effects on lives and livelihoods. By addressing the root causes through preventive measures and enhanced safety protocols is crucial to mitigating these incidents. In Maiduguri, Kaigama Mustafa reporting for Deadline 360.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a Bonvita. Bonvita, prepare them to win every day.
And from Lafia, INRJ Alta reports on how the victims of the recent fire incident in Lafia Market are picking up the pieces of what is left as she x-rays major concerns in the area of causes, challenges and preventive measures.
Fire is said to be one of man's best friend or worst enemy, depending on how it is handled. It is that time of the year again when this negative nature of fire is reported in many parts of the country, ranging from homes to infrastructure and other public places. Nasarawa State has had its own share of this rude reality, especially in recent times, as some homes, filling station, and one of the biggest markets, the Lafia Modern Market, were engulfed in fire, leaving in its wake unpleasant memories and huge losses and setback to the state's economy.
I lost 2 sewing machines, 5 weaving machines, and I have 15 to 17 apprentices.
According to eyewitness account, the refuse dumps around the area were the likely cause of the fire, with more than 30 shops involved.
I was sleeping when I was woken up, but the fire was more than we can contain.
The question that quickly comes to mind when such a disaster occurs is, are there no precautionary or safety measures to put in place in order to forestall such occurrences like fire extinguishers, sprinklers, or fire alarms?
In Lafia, I can say 50 to 60% of places in terms of public buildings have extinguisher, but the problem of what? Maintenance and training of those to use it as it's supposed to be at ready whenever the need for usage comes out. But at homes, they are grossly inadequate.
Though the usual concerns over quick response to rescue and recovery is said to have improved, there is still challenge of logistics, as some traders whose shops were not affected by the inferno are in no small measure grateful to the Nasarawa State Fire Service, who were at the scene in good time.
Fire has not reached into our line. It just stopped at where those tailoring shop is there. So we relate at the time with the help of the government that they do about the fire outbreak.
This is a very difficult moment already economically, and when people again are affected with this kind of incident, it goes to add to their economic hardship. So it's the responsibility of the government to come in and assist them.
Meanwhile, stakeholders have continued sensitization on preventive measures, while environmental experts advise against dumping of refuse within the market due to its hazardous nature when set on fire.
You see, the environment around where we are is one that we must be extra careful. Otherwise, the whole of this dump site, they dump including fire. Those people who say and the rest of them will pack their things at the end of it and come and dump it, including the fire without.
An environment surrounded by so much dry grass such as this and then close to a house. In case there is a fire set on this dry grass, this house will be set on fire. And that is why environmentalists advise that our environment should be kept clean for our own health, and not only for that, because of our own good in case of emergencies like fire outbreaks. Within the last 1 year, a total of 127 fire incidents were recorded in the state, with property worth more than 6.5 billion naira lost. As the conversation continues, devices such as this is what stakeholders advocate as safety measures in homes, in offices and public places to safeguard against emergencies for fire outbreaks. Ayena J. Auta for Dateline 360.
From Lafia, we move to Edo, where Anwuli Okolo reports that the state in year 2020 alone witnessed incessant market fires. From Oba Market to Santana, Welu spare parts markets, Ekiosa, and a couple of others. She visited a few of the markets to relive the experience with traders and see how they are coping years after.
You would often find that man-made errors tend to be the leading causes of fire. For instance, the Santana Market fire in December 2019 was attributed to a power surge at a shop with electrical appliances left on. Esther was a victim of the July 2020 Oba Market fire. All her goods went to the inferno.
Since then, all these planter where you dey see, so now all of them are new one. You know, say that time we dey keep money for inside market as we say cupboard dey. The clothes wey we buy, we go leave am inside. Say tailor come go give them everything zero. And now we know they keep something here again. All of them bomb.
She is not alone. All on this line have nearly the same story, but at least they now see hope on the horizon as renovation has commenced in the market.
My things when they bought too much. My machine, everything, all my jewelries, everything bought to ashes. I even spend a year for us to recover back and forth. No money. The place not going to move as before again. I think you see now that they drop the tea here. They don't come several times. They'll say they want come do one, they want come do one. They don't come do one. Or free essential, they come start to the set the block here break. Open say they'll just roof and make people start. They do something again, they can't still go, they can't still leave the place. And the place no they make us they say where.
June 22nd, 2020 was when Oba Market got razed down. A good portion of the market actually got burnt, as you can see behind me. 4 years after, the market still has not recovered. Though the stores here are being renovated, if you can see it very clearly. The stores are being renovated, and of course this is an exciting development for the traders who feel that this is a step towards the right direction. Approximately 5 years after the Osa Market along Second Junction was razed down, the market is being rebuilt by the state government.
Affect them. So even they has now, they not feel meet up again because of this market. Ekiosa not come be Ekiosa again.
On the flip side, Santana Market shows no sign of fire, as many of the traders have erected their stores themselves.
Na personal effort. Government not help us at all.
2024 hasn't recorded major fire outbreaks in the metropolis. The agencies in the state have attributed it to the high level of sensitization they have carried out.
We have told them that they should be very, very conscious
electrical appliances that are multi-use, they should switch them off, especially their refrigerators and all that. They should switch them off. And we also encourage them by training them on the need for them to have portable fire extinguishers in their business places in case of fire outbreak.
We are educating the general public to be safety cautious. Whenever you are doing such burning, you should stay to monitor the process to ensure that you guide what you are burning and ensure that it burns to the fullest before you leave the place.
For the state government, reducing fire outbreaks to the barest minimum is the goal.
We respond adequately to the scene of occurrence.
We have two functionable fire trucks here in Edo State. We have one, our operational unit is in Government's House, while the other appliance is in Abuja. And those appliances, they are functioning and they are running smoothly. And our men are there 24 hours to ensure that when there is any fire call, they can respond to it immediately.
Fire outbreaks are disasters no one wants to experience because of its significant negative and long-lasting effects. It goes to show the impact that fire outbreaks can have on society and on the persons in the society and the environment. For Dateline 360, I'm William Kolo.
The National Emergency Management Agency is strengthening measures against the occurrence of fire outbreaks across the country, often heightened during harmattan seasons. This is with the inauguration of emergency management volunteers expected to educate communities, identify risks, and respond promptly to emergencies. Mercy Fabi reports from Minna, Niger State.
Nigeria has faced significant fire outbreaks during harmattan, especially in densely populated urban areas and markets, often leading to avoidable devastating loss of lives, property, and livelihoods. This inauguration and sensitization of emergency management volunteers, organized by the National Emergency Management Agency, Minna Operations Office, was therefore to train and sensitize the volunteers to reverse the trend and agents of change. Since emergency management volunteers are backbone of grassroots response to disasters and first line of defense, it is necessary to equip them with prerequisite knowledge to enable them in turn educate communities, identify risks, and respond promptly.
The key objectives of the training and sensitization is to, among other reasons, enhance awareness, build a culture of preparedness, promote community collaboration, as well as strengthen prevention.
We taught a lot of things, disaster management, and how to prevent fire.
When there is a fire outbreak in the school or somewhere that I'm present there, I can do some practical shows here.
NEMA, in collaboration with other disaster management organizations, is driving the fire prevention and management crusade. In Minna, Mercy Fabi, NTA News.
Indeed, it is remarkable that NEMA is taking proactive steps against fire disasters, and the overall message here is that everyone should play their role in having a fire-free society, avoiding discriminate burning of bushes, among other harmful activities. This is Dateline 360 for this week as we get set for the festivities. Be safe and celebrate responsibly, especially in the use of fireworks and other related items. I am Ogochkuka Ona, thanking you on behalf of the production team. God bless Nigeria.